guys, welcome to the channel where today we are gonna take a look at Hot Toys Star Wars Hera Syndulla from the Ahsoka series. Just taking a quick look at the box itself on the turntable. I'm super excited to get this one in hand, put it with the other Ahsoka series figures that are in the collection as of right now. We've been on a roll with them, so let's keep this one going. Put it next to Sabine and Chopper for sure. But let's take a closer look right now. Sneak peek. I am super happy with how this one has turned out. A couple things we will discuss when we take a closer look at the figure herself, but just a little sneak peek for you before we get her out on the turntable. Taking a closer look at the box, we got a picture of the figure herself right up front. Typical V-style taper black and gray on the sides and the front. Got the panel banner on the front and the sides with another picture of the figure herself. Just be careful when putting this away, you could rip off that flap. That one there on the front is not as prominent, so it shouldn't rip off at all when you're putting the box away, but just be careful. All the legal information and partnerships on the back if you want to read that at all. But yeah, that is the box for Hera. Pretty typical. Hopefully we get something a little bit different in the later lines, but here we go. Let's unbox her. Again, that picture on the side, I kind of like it. Not too bad. Unboxing her here though. This is what I think everybody would like to see on the actual box artwork instead of it just being gray and black on the front. This is like actual figure photography. Is really cool. Chopper seems a little bit small on there, so the scaling is weird for the picture, but overall, very cool. I really do like that. Getting her out of the clam tray here. Taking a look at everything she comes with. Nice array of hands this time around. She looks pretty good. She feels pretty good though, getting her right out of the box here. I think the neck is something we'll talk about a little bit down the road. I think I have a solution for that, but overall, I'm really liking what I see so far. Not too bad. Tailoring is awesome. I mean, just her overall look. They did a really good job for the show, and it translates here to the Hot Toys. But let's take a look at everything she comes with. This is everything. We're going to start off with the hands first. You do get full pairs here, so that's a win for one. Two relaxed open palm hands here. I think they fixed this mold as well. The sculpt looks like it's actually like a hand sitting down at the side. You know, those thumbs are going straight down and the fingers aren't so like... They used to look like they were just like going to grab a water bottle. That's how wide open the fingers were, but they fixed that. You get two trigger finger hands here as well. The detail on these is really nice. I feel like the leather grain texture may be a little bit lacking. They seem a little waxy, but that's not a deal breaker here. I mean, the wrinkles sell it. There's some light brown wash on the hands as well that kind of bring out some of those extra details. I think these hands are to grip that tracking device that she comes with. You also get two gripping hands as well. I think these are gonna be for the comm link that she comes with. And then you get two cuffs as well for her jacket off look. Coming up to her satchel, classic little Star Wars style satchel with some greeblies on it and essentially Hera's toolkit in the front there. It is all made of pleather. A nice little buckle up there that's made of plastic. But yeah, full leather. There's Velcro here that keeps it closed. You can open it and remove that foam pad if you wanted to put something in there. Possibly like any of those little little smaller bits she comes with. None of the tools that are on the front there come out. They are stuck in place in that pouch, and that other pouch is not able to open. I really like this though. It's a nice little accessory that she comes with. You're able to make her look a little bit more dynamic when posing as well, just by adding this to her suit. Then Greebly up front is nicely painted. Some weathering and chipping on that piece as well. Really nice. This is super small. It's very small, little comm link here. Nicely painted. There's not too much detail on it. It's just the top part has a line of ribs that is like a microphone, basically. And this is probably my favorite accessory she comes with, other than her blaster. Great details sculpted into the mold here. Not too sure what that is up front, but that it looks like there's like actual leather straps going around the piece here. It's like, I don't even know what I'm looking at though. This is part of the Star Wars designs that I just truly love. You kind of don't know what you're looking at, but you kind of do. All the greeblies up front, those two prongs sticking out look like they're for your eyes to go in, but I think this is like a tracking device. I could be wrong though. Let me know down in the comments if you actually know what this was used for. I can't remember off the top of my head. You do get two switch out little antennas. It would be cool if they were able to come out of the piece itself, but I think they would have been too fragile because they are made of plastic. Coming up to her blaster now, the Blurg. As I remember it, I believe it's called the Blurg in the Battlefront 2 games. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, we got that here with Hera. It is her signature pistol. This is so well painted. The weathering on it is awesome. The details on the grips, just very well done overall. I really like how this blaster turned out, very much. Coming up to the base, and we got typical Star Wars Hot Toys base. It's supposed to be like from, Death Star, Yavin, whatever you want to kind of think about it. This one has some nice little bit of weathering, not too much, but this is different. We've got a belt grabber for the holder on the base. It is very cool, something different. I like to see this, other than having like an annoying crotch grabber that's poking out. Another little sneak peek here. I really wanted to get her on the turntable for this shot. I like this shot. Just standing straight up and down with her blaster in her holster, and then nothing else. I really like how this is looking. I do have to say there is very little neck, but there is a way to cope with that. Just not plugging it in all the way, to be honest. You can have her head just floating there on the peg that it's supposed to sit in, but yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit more here soon. Here, her head is fully connected for this close-up. Just wanted to show you what it actually looks like on the figure, fully connected and everything here. But coming close up to the head sculpt, this is Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Like, you can see it from every angle. Sorry if the lights are also a little bit too harsh. This was the best I could kind of get it for this close-ups here, but it's not just, a straight painted green figure. She has skin tone, blush. You can see that redness coming through on the cheeks, her rosy cheeks, and even in the crevices where the bridge of her nose is by her eyeballs, you can see it's a little bit darker there to add some more complexion. Her tendrils or tails, I can't remember what the Twi'leks, if they have a name for them, but they are bendable, and the texture on them is awesome. You can actually feel all the wrinkles down and up these tendrils You can see the white little circles painted on them as well. They're kind of light, but that just kind of seems more like it is an actual part of her skin tone as well. Like I said, the texture, you can actually feel it running your finger down here, and you can see it, all those wrinkles. Oh yeah, very, very well done. The skin tone is really well done, especially with that her pink lips. Really makes everything else just pop. All the extra detail around her face and her outfit just looks very well done. But let's head down to the outfit. And this jacket, I think, is made out of pleather. It feels like pleather. It doesn't really feel like real leather, nor does it look like it. I could be wrong though. There is a wire straight down at the bottom that you can use for posing to kind of pinch in the jacket at the bottom to make it sit closely to her stomach. Very well done though. I mean, the cut and sew is beautiful. The tabards at the top there are stitched in place, so they're not going to flail out on you at all. The top parts though, the fuzzy parts, are not, so they're really lightweight, so they sit nice and flush. You've got a plastic badge here with her rank on it, nicely painted and detailed. It feels a little flimsy just because it is plastic, but oh well. Not the end of the world there. The patches on the jacket as well are really well done. They're actual real patches sewed on to the jacket. The one on the back there is sweet. Can't remember what that logo is. Is that like her logo? I'm not too sure. I'm not sure what any of these mean off the top of my head, but jacket looks amazing. It feels really nice. I just hope it doesn't start flaking or degrading on us over time. Hopefully it keeps this look forever. Let's take a look at the belt. The belt is pleather. You got a Velcro on the back, but this is why Hot Toys gave us the belt grabber instead of a crotch grabber, trying something different because it's a little bit loose, so you can just stick it in the back of the belt and pose her up nicely without her falling over. Nice holster for the gun here as well. There's a magnet to keep it locked in there, although, I mean, I have a problem with pleather holsters for guns usually. A seam at the top does seem to come apart every now and then, so just be really careful with placing it in and taking it out as you do. And then looking at her pants, it's cut and sew, man. Cut and sew is really well done. I love the style of pants. The pockets do not open up. You can't put anything in there. They're just for show. As you can see here, just sewed in spots, so can't open them. But I really like the ribs at the knees. That's like a classic Star Wars design for some reason, but it just works. Yeah, and they're all just one color and they're not really weathered, so yeah. We're gonna move down to the boots now. And the shin guards, I think it's supposed to be one piece, but they did a split cut design. There's fabric on the back here, and then the front parts are pleather. I don't think they're actually leather. And same with the boots here. The boots are partly pleather as well. They're not sculpted. So, coming up closer, I could really tell when you're getting it close here and taking it off the actual figure. You can tell right here what is actually made of the pleather, and then there's some fabric, stretchy fabrics on the sides. It looks amazing. Very well done. Hopefully it stands the test of time. But now, taking the Hera's jacket off, we're gonna try a little bit of a different look here with these cufflinks. This is how you attach these. Just remove her jacket and then take off her hands, put the cufflink over, attach the hand back, boom, Bob's your uncle. Just like that. Very easy to do, and it looks great. A little bit of a closer, slower look here. I don't know, I just really like doing these upward slow shots for some reason. I think they look really good. But yeah, I almost kind of like this look a little bit more. Her proportions seem better without that jacket on. Taking some look at some poses now, concluding the Hera Syndulla video. Hot Toys has delivered once again. One thing I will say while we're taking a look at these poses here, her head is not fully connected to the peg joint at the neck. Because right there you can see some neck. So her head is sitting a little bit higher because unfortunately there's no adjustable neck piece for this one. I just sat it on top of that peg port instead of connecting all the way, and it gives her a little bit more neck and it looks a little bit more natural. So not a deal breaker for me at all. I saw Justin's collection video on this where, you know, he was showing that there's hardly any neck, and that's definitely the case here, but you can work with it. You can definitely work with it, and it's not a deal breaker for me either way. It's just that shirt sits up a little bit too high to her neck area, so that it just doesn't show as much as we would like, but it's fixable and it's very doable. Then the head still stays on there and everything. You don't need to connect it all the way. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing, I can't really say too many bad things about this. I don't know if it's just me being really hyped on these Star Wars pieces that I'm getting in, or Hot Toys is delivering, because it seems like they are delivering for sure. Little upgrades here and there with that belt grabber instead of a crotch grabber. I mean, with that, it's just less ugliness you need to have your eye drawn to, especially with, you know, bright yellow orange pants and then a black crotch grabber. It just wouldn't draw your eye as much. But overall, this figure is awesome. I love the proportions on this piece. Cut and sew everywhere is just so well done. It looks like a real life Hera Syndulla standing in front of us here. The skin tone seems right. You know, it's not too green, it's not too light. The skin tone is really well done, especially with that, her pink lips really makes everything else just pop. All the extra detail around her face and her outfit just looks very well done. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe. Hope you all enjoy. We'll see you in the next one.